Well, welcome you once again to yet another Grasstrack video. This is, of course, a different circuit, and believe me, a new circuit. A circuit you've not seen on video before, because this field has been, they've been getting it for many, many years. They've now got it, and as you can see as we look round the field, it is an absolutely superb venue for Grasstrack. It is a grass field. It's been very, very well prepared. At the moment, we're in between practice and the start of racing. We're in between. Yes, we're waiting to look forward to a fantastic Grasstrack meeting. Yes, it's big. They tell me it's 850 yards on the inside measurements. There's been a lot of work going into the circuit. Rustling, a competitor in the sidecar class, has done a lot of work to make sure we've got a superb sidecar field here this afternoon. And as you can see, looking at the track, it's going to be some excellent racing. Practice was excellent. A lot of the riders were very, very quick, and I'm certainly making no predictions of who's going to do the winning this afternoon. We hope that it means that John Sermon and Mick Sermon, also joined by Julian Wigg and of course his younger brother Simon Wigg, are going to get back onto the Grasstrack circuits and really promote excellent meetings that we know they're capable of. They have done in the past, and what a superb venue they found here. Let's get on with the racing then, as I leave you with that to say that I'm looking forward to a fantastic Grasstrack meeting here this afternoon.
Rider who's got a bit of shale experience. You can see just how quick that circuit is. The throttle around that bend hardly eased or eased and then firmly put back on again. Very stylish riding here from Peter Lloyd. Down over the tank, crosses the line. The time, 24.16 seconds. 24.16 seconds. Here we go, David Steen. Now on the side, beautiful. That throttle held open round the bend. Well, a quick time coming in here from David Steen, I think. Oh, loses just a little bit there, perhaps. A time of 23.86 seconds. So that's the fastest time to date. 23.86 seconds for David Steen in the Graham Hardy Motorfacts barn record. And quite frequently with these you have a warming up lap and then a flying lap. Well, on this occasion we have such a big circuit, it seems perfectly reasonable to go for a half lap to warm up. But obviously Paul Hurry, keen to do well. Look at that tight line as he comes off the bend by the paddock there. Riding superbly once you go around that corner. Lots and lots of drive off this dry surface. Coming around towards us this time, we'll stop the clock and see where he's got to, because he's going quickly. 24.12, 24.12, so that's the second fastest time. The fastest time still to number 41. David Steen on 23.86. Paul Hurry then on 24.12. He's back on the shale with Arena Essex. Was telling me how much he's enjoyed his year on the grass, however. He really says this is where he's got an awful lot of pleasure with his riding this year. Finished in joint 4th place in the Masters this year. 4th equal with Steve Schofield. So then, Neville Tatum. Brother, of course, of Kelvin. Also a very, very quick rider in his own right. On the Atkin. No down trail. Well, again, very, very stylish riding. Leg trailing into the bend. Comes off the apex. Again, good and tight. Comes a little bit wide, perhaps. He may have lost a fraction there. Well, if he lost a little bit there, it didn't matter too much. His time, that is the time for Neville Tatum, at 23.09. 23.09, the fastest time of the day so far for Neville Tatum. So, Colin Earl, the young Middlesbrough rider, coming out to make his attempt to set the fastest time. barn record, of course, means lap record, and barn record was a feature and still is a feature of many German grass tracks and long tracks. Here we go then. Colin Earl. Colin Earl on the DNR 500. Another one of our great enthusiasts from up in the north. Travels an awful lot of miles from Middlesbrough to the... we really had it laid over there, didn't he? But a bit wide again. Maybe that track's getting a little more slick. The time for Colin Earl, 24.16. 24.16. So the winner, number 150, Neville Tatum, 23.09. In second place, number 41, David Steen with 23.86. Well, here come the chairs. Steve Smith. Going round. Well, there we go. The Godden motor on song. Steve Smith and Keith Wall, a superb team. One of the most experienced drivers, of course, Steve Smith. Then past the beer tent and completes his flying lap. A time for Steve Smith and Keith Wall. Outfit number 2, 25.84. 25.84. The local favourites, and indeed many people's favourites, Russelling and Paul Uritz. Well, these two, they've been third in the Masters, they've been second twice in the Masters. They've got to be a crew that's going to win it one year. Here we go then, on their home territories, Russelling and Paul Uritz. The Yamaha motor really on song. These two work so well together. Russelling and Paul Uritz then heading for the finish line and crossing now. And outfit number 6, Russelling and Paul Uritz, a time of 25.35 seconds. 25.35 seconds. Fifth equal in the Masters, and a crew that many people tipped to do very well in that second round, but unfortunately the weather didn't. Here we go. Got another Yamaha motor. You can see just how hard that sidecar passenger has to work, with Kevin Williams really hanging inside, getting down early, all the weight in the right place. Power on all the way round the Gittings. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. The time for outfit number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams, 24.48. 24.48. You really run out of ideas of what you can say about Roger Measor after all the successes he's had over the years. But one thing is for sure, whenever Roger's at a grass track meeting, you've got a competitor on your hands. Twice Masters champion. Tight line, heads across the start line for his flying lap. Roger's assembled around him and Shane an excellent team of helpers who will know exactly what they're doing. It's a real team effort, this. Power going on early. This is going to be pretty rapid. The time for Roger Measor and Shane Lapham, 24.89. Second fastest time this afternoon, 24.49. 23.89, the fastest time still to outfit number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Record then, outfit number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. In second place, number 51, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham on 24.89. In third place, outfit number 6, Rustling and Paul Uritz on 25.38. And in fourth place, outfit number 2, Steve Smith and Keith Wall on 25.8. So then, we move on straight to the 250 solos, and they are away. So then, Dean Camier in amongst this one, Jon Underwood as well. As we move across the far side is Terry Giles, who made the best of the start. So, Terry Giles then leading that pack, and we've stayed in quite a good bunch there if you look across to the far side, but it's amazing the length of these long straights, how quickly bikes start to separate out, and we look across them. We're looking to see how John Jefferies does, riding number 14, one of the young hopefuls coming out of the youth. And in front is still Terry Giles, tucked in behind number 77, Jon Underwood, and in behind him, Keith Strudwick. That looks to me like John Jefferies coming through the pack. And up front, we've got quite a battle on our hands there with Terry Giles just about hanging on in there. Let's see if he can hold it off that long bend, or is coming up the inside. Is it going to be Jon Underwood who comes in front? It is. It's Jon Underwood. Gets in front of Terry Giles. It's 7 and 17. Keith Strudwick battling away with Richard Worry. And we don't seem to have John Jefferies at all. I must have spotted the leathers as I was looking on the last lap. So our view is we haven't got him, so let's hope we see him in a later race. Meanwhile then, coming around towards us, it's still Jon Underwood as the last lap flag goes out, riding in his native South Midland centre, staying ahead of Terry Giles in second place. Keith Strudwick in third, in fourth place Richard Worry, and behind him Lee Gayden. And Lee Gayden, another one of the youth riders that we're going to hear an awful lot more of in the future. He's sitting in fifth place, looking to close up on the guys ahead of him, and really doing it. Look at Lee Gayden, challenging for fourth place now. Meanwhile, looking to our left, Jon Underwood it was, Jon Underwood it is. Jon Underwood heading for the checkered flag. Victory then in race 1 for Jon Underwood. Terry Giles in second place. Lee Gayden in third, just ahead of number 17, Richard Worry, and then number 7, Steve Strudwick. First race in the 250 series. In first place, number 77, Jon Underwood. In second place, number 30, Terry Giles. In third place, number 112, Lee Gayden. In fourth place, number 17, Richard Worry. In fifth place, number 7, Keith Strudwick. In sixth place, number 6, Phil Ranson. In seventh place, number 32, Terry Howe. In eighth place, number 111, Peter Timberlake. In ninth place, number 169, Tony Rance. In 10th place, number 155, David Pepper. No other finishers. Winner's time, 1 minute 13.73. 1 minute 13.73. Those numbers from the top: 77, 30, 112, 17, 7, 6, 32, 111, 169, and 155. 10 finishers only. Winner's time again, 1 minute 13.73. Heat 2, rather race 2, which is heat 1 of the 350s, coming up. No David Wright in this one. Jon Underwood goes, so he'll take a moment or two to swap bikes and come leaping out again. We're looking again this time to see John Jefferies, Mick Baker, Jonathan Duke. There's a quick 350 man. Mitchell Godden, there's a young man who's been making an impact. Another addition to this race, number 170, Mark Taylor goes, and as I mentioned before, number 77, Jon Underwood goes, and one non-starter, number 38, David Wright. Well, 800 metres are on the racing line, we're told, for this. 350 is there in action now. Jon Jefferies making that super start. And you could see he looked over his shoulders when they charged up the start. No, well, not on this occasion, John. You made it fair and square, and you're right out in front. That looks like Mark Taylor, who's in second place. So then, number 14, Jon Jefferies from Swindon, showing us how he became a youth champion, and there's another former youth champion behind him, Mark Taylor in second place. So then across on the far side, Jon Jefferies leading to Mark Taylor. So Jon Jefferies still with time to look over his shoulder. He sees Mark Taylor going hard after him. Mitchell Godden in third place. Three young, very quick riders on the way up behind him. It's Jonathan Duke. Mark Taylor being passed by Mitchell Godden. So Mitchell Godden up into second. Mark Taylor in third. Well, there's two sons of gentlemen who produce an awful lot of Grasstrack racing equipment. Mark Taylor, Roger Taylor's son, Mitchell Godden, Don Godden's son, and having a right old ding-dong for second place. Meanwhile then, Jon Jefferies pulled away on his own. Mark Taylor gets through second place, or does he? Because it's Mitchell Godden back in front. So it's Mitchell Godden from Mark Taylor. Still Jonathan Duke in fourth place. But across from the far side, right out on his own. Number 14, Jon Jefferies. Mark Taylor closed up because Mitchell Godden looks like he's in trouble there. Mitchell Godden looks like he's in trouble, seemed to hesitate. Mark Taylor saw an opportunity, came past to get into second place to get the winner, number 14, Jon Jefferies. Who's against second place? It was a terrific battle. In second place, Mark Taylor, just ahead of Mitchell Godden. And in third place, who's going to get third place? Fourth place, rather, number 11 coming through, Glyn. Stanton just ahead of number 16, Jonathan Duke. Oh, a super battle between Mitchell Godden and Mark Taylor. Number 29, Mitchell Godden. In fourth place, number 11, Glyn Stanton. In fifth place, number 60, Jonathan Duke. In sixth place, number 77, Jon Underwood. In seventh place, number 12, Henry Whitfield. In eighth place, number 193, Mick Baker. And behind him, number 105, Steve Tideswell. The winner's time, 1 minute, 8.39. 1 minute for the second race in their class. Neil Taylor added to this one, riding number 173, the brother of Mark, who we've just seen out there, gained that second place. And also, when we look down the list, number 10, Tony Atkin, the British 350 champion, going against Peter Lloyd, who's a very quick man on the 350. Paul Hurry, Keith Potts, David Mears. There's quite an entry out there, and it really is difficult to pick out a winner from this, but we must expect there'll be a strong challenge from the British 350 champion, Tony Atkin. And of course, remember, number 3, Kevin Buck, is added to this race. Kevin Buck out on a 350 as well as a 500, so perhaps looking to win the 350 and the 500 titles this year in the South Midland Championships. Okay then, here goes the second race in the 350 class. Out front, David Mears making a good start, but Keith Potts right there with him. I think now looking to challenge. David Mears right there. So down the back straight they go, and we're going to have some real quick 350 racing here this afternoon. Well, Keith Potts on the other Don Godden prototype 350 motor leading this one. Neil Taylor right up there, alongside him David Mears. David Mears now second, Neil Taylor in third. Not a lot between these two as they come off the bend by the beer tent. Now down the back straight, but up in front of them on that Godden 350, it's Keith Potts. Certainly the development of a 350, Godden showing the keen interest there is in the 350 class at the moment. David Mears still ahead of Neil Taylor, and in fourth place, Mark Doyle. Mark Doyle's going to close that the fall on Neil Taylor, but he doesn't seem to be able to do it at the moment. The rider in trouble coming round on the inside. Looks like Brian Bassett. Meanwhile, the leader goes by. Kevin Potts still way out in front, ahead of David Mears. Then Neil Taylor in third. Then coming through in fourth, number 2601. And problems there for Neil Taylor. Oh, pushes off in the centre, loses that high place. He looked like he was all set to get there. Meanwhile then, the leader coming around towards us. 175, Keith Foss it is who wins on the 350 Godden. In second place, number 78, David Mears. In third place, number 26, Mark Giles. And then behind him, number 260, Mark Harris. And then number 3, Kevin Buck. The 350 event. In first place, number 175, Keith Potts. In second place, number 78, David Mears. In third place, number 26, Mark Giles. In fourth place, number 260, Mark Harris. In fifth place, number 3, Kevin Buck. And the winner's time, 1 minute 7.81. 1 minute 7.81. 28, Scott Wilson, Chris Tritton, Mark Seabright, Mark Chessel, Paul Pratt, David Perry, Tony Atkin due out in this one. We didn't see him in the previous race on his 350. Nathan Morton and Duncan Tolhurst. Well, the good news is that Tony Atkin is out in race 4. Here we go then. Good to see David Perry back in action. Tony Atkin making a terrific start. Tony Atkin who leads that field round the first end. After the attempt of David Perry riding an unfamiliar 100 in second place. David, who had that tremendous injury up at Donington, you remember that Saturday evening event, now back and riding and says he's thoroughly enjoying himself. And that's a great thing for a rider who's had a bad act. Tony Atkin then, still out in front. Well, Tony Atkin had a tremendous season, and he's in trouble. He's in trouble, he pulls off, and it's David Perry who inherits the lead there. David Perry then, naturally on an antic. His father and he, of course, as well as his wife Chris, involved in the making of this equipment. So it's David Perry who leads. Number 98 in second place, so Andrew Gittings came into the reserve, but riding tremendously well up in that second spot. David Perry then on Andrew Gittings, and this time around it will be the last lap flag. It must seem quite strange on a big track like this. They might well think they've done several laps already. So then, out in front, David Perry. Behind him, Andrew Gittings. In fourth place, Chris Tritton. Behind him, number 54, Duncan Colin. And behind him, Mark Chessel. The twin drivers in back in sixth place, looking to move through, I'm sure. On the far side, then, it's Gloucester's David Perry. Out of the sport for something like 2 years, I think, but now back, and as I said, thoroughly enjoying the victory for David Perry. Andrew Gittings holds on to that second place. Third place, Chris Tritton. Behind him, number 75, Mark Chessel. And behind him, number 54, Duncan Tolhurst. Number 100, David Perry. In second place, number 98, Andrew Gittings. In third place, number 83, Chris Tritton. In fourth place, number 75, Mark Chessel. In fifth place, number 54, Duncan Tolhurst. In sixth place, number 81, Paul Pratt. In seventh place, number 91, Scott Wilson. And in eighth place, number 51, Nathan Morton. And the winner's time, 1 minute 3.78 seconds. 1 minute 3.78 seconds. Those, not number 51. Number 9 in eighth place, not number 51. So that's Ricky Sanford making eighth place. Well, looking at the second heat for the 500 solos. This one's sponsored by Speedy Skips. Now we've got Richard Gillam, John Trevitt, Andy Northover, Vincent Kinchin. Vassar Werner is non-starter. He's here, enjoying himself, but unfortunately still suffering from that speedway accident. Alan Harmer, Colin Earl, Trevor Eadon, and Tony Loach, Steve Tideswell, and Ian Humphries, and away they go. And out in front as they went past us, that was Alan Harmer making the best of the start. And I think you'll find that Colin Earl will be swooping around the outside, which he did. There's Colin Earl then from Middlesbrough. Vince Kinchin, the tall figure, in third place, leading then, out in front, Colin Earl. From Alan Harmer, coming under pressure from Vince Kinchin, and in fourth place as they pass Atkin and Humphries. So Vince Kinchin slips through into second place, goes after Colin Earl. So Colin Earl then, finishing 18th place in the Masters this year. Keen, I know, to get into Europe if he can next year. So Colin Earl then, on the DNR Yamaha. Staying ahead of Vince Kinchin. In third place as they pass us, Alan Harmer still. Alan Harmer about to be challenged, I think, and the rider in trouble sitting back in fifth place now. Meanwhile, on the far side, Colin Earl is being closed up on. He's being closed right up on as they come around this final bend, and he's going to have to give way by the looks of things, but this is not the end of the race, remember. One more lap to do. Colin Earl hangs on in there. Vince Kinchin really going, and it looks as though Colin Earl may have lost his footrest. Certainly he was feeling the something, and it looks like he may well have lost his footrest. And Vince Kinchin then goes ahead. Colin Earl fights back. They're side by side as they go into the final bend. A slender advantage to Vince Kinchin. Colin Earl right there with him. Colin Earl locks up just a little. He's going to have to drop back a little bit now. So then, Vince Kinchin's going to take this one. Colin Earl in second place without a footrest. In third place, number 21, Trevor, Eadon, just ahead of number 121, Alan Harmer. Place, number 8, Vince Kinchin. In second place, number 172, Colin Earl. In third place, number 21, Trevor Eadon. In fourth place, number 121, Alan Harmer. In fifth place, number 82, Anthony Loach. In sixth place, number 19, John Trevitt. And the winner's time was 1 minute 6.93. 1 minute 6.93. Those in this one go Kevin Buck, the current 500cc South Midland champion, Neville Tatum, the Caulfield, Grant Blackie, Anthony Bugard from Guernsey, David Steen, Mark Harris, Sean Tacey, Mike Trevitt, and Tom Ledbetter, who was having a bit of hasty welding done when last heard, but let's hope he's got that fixed. And it's Neville Tatum on the outside, coming in Gayden Steen at the best of the start, and it's Neville Tatum. Gayden Steen in second place. Mark Harris and Kevin Buck having a dice there for that third place, but way out in front. Neville Tatum still ahead on the path. David Steen comes through in third in the front. It's the rainy South Midland 500 champion Kevin Buck. Looks as though he's breaking away that battle for third, fourth and fifth. Well, no sign of Grant Blackie. We're looking forward to seeing him. Neville Tatum then. Still ahead of David Steen. Kevin Buck in turn just ahead of Grant Blackie, number 40. Well, we can spot him first time around. So then it's Neville Tatum who's going to lead the field into the last lap. Nice big bend, this beautiful sideways action. Neville Tatum on a lay-down antic with a JM motor. David Steen still there in second place. Grant Blackie through to third. Kevin Buck back to fourth. And then next across the line, number 260. So Mark Harris then up into contention. Looking across to our left. Here comes the winner, Neville Tatum it is, who wins. David Steen in second place. In third place, Grant Blackie. In fourth place, Kevin Buck. Behind him, number 260, Martin Harris. Mark Harris. I know a Martin Harris, come to think of it. So interesting to see Grant Blackie, who a little bit of speedway experience up in Scotland, going so well. Perhaps that's why we've got a Scottish flag out there in the centre. In first place, number 150, Neville Tatum. In second place, number 41, David Steen. In third place, number 40, Grant Blackie. In fourth place, number 3, Kevin Buck. In fifth place, number 260, which was Mark Harris. In sixth place, number 231, Lee Caulfield. And the winner's time, 1 minute 3.73. 1 minute 3.73, those numbers, 150, 41, 40, 3, 260 and 231 across the page for race 7, the fourth heat of the 500 solos, sponsored by Vibrate Precision Engineering at Aylesbury. And we're looking to see Mike Howe, Steve Bishop, David Pepper, Peter Lloyd, Henry Whitfield, no Nigel Newman, he's a non-starter, Keith Massingham, Jonathan Sims, John Sermon, Paul Hurry and Jock Davidson. Well, nice to see yet another familiar face down there in the paddock. Jonathan Sims with Andy Phillips mechanicking for him today. I did ask whether there was a chance that before long a third bike would get slipped into that van, but Andy just grinned. Race 7 gets underway, the 500's charged down towards us, Henry Whitfield in the middle, but the leaders, they went past us with 134, Steve Bishop, and 26 centre rider who had a tremendous in the centre, and really getting quicker and quicker. Well, we're looking for Peter Lloyd, indeed, for Paul Hurry to come through, and Peter Lloyd back in 5th place, and let's see who's got the advantage as they come round towards us. We look across to the far side of 134. It's Steve Bishop is still in there. Paul Hurry in 2nd place. Peter Lloyd in 3rd. Jonathan Sims in 4th. Just behind him is John Sermon. No, Steve Bishop really showing terrific form in the latter end of the 1993 season. Surely a man to watch, not only this year, but during next year. He really is going superbly. Looking back, the battle's on. Peter Lloyd on the inside, Paul Hurry on the outside, and Peter Lloyd just edges ahead of Paul Hurry. The Peterborough Speedway man will fight back, I'm sure. So it's Peter Lloyd then, a length or two ahead of Paul Hurry, but look at the difference in speed down the straight. They close up on the approach to the next bend. Steve Bishop, meanwhile, will see the last lap flag this time around. Here he comes, number 134 it is, Steve Bishop. Peter Lloyd in 2nd place, Paul Hurry in 3rd. In 4th place is Jonathan Sims. In 5th place as they pass me, number 125, John Sermon. So we look across to the far side for the leader. And a well spread out field here because the leader is very close to the back markers. So here he comes, 134, Steve Bishop it is who wins. Oh, a little bit of a moment there for Peter Lloyd. He hangs grimly on and finishes in 2nd place. Paul Hurry, who must have been watching that, wondering what's going to happen next, in 3rd. Jonathan Sims in 4th. In 5th place, number 125, John Sermon. The last of the solo races, before we move to the sidecars first leg. In 1st place, number 134, Stephen Bishop. In 2nd place, number 4, Peter Lloyd. In 3rd place, number 86, Paul Hurry. In 4th place, number 68, Jonathan Sims. In 5th place, number 125, John Sermon. In 6th place, number 12, Henry Whitfield. In 7th place, number 20, Mike Howe. And in 8th place, number 155, David Pepper. Winner's time, 1 minute, 2.84.
You're thinking we've got to remember to give out all the sponsors, because obviously we're in great debt to all the sponsors that get involved in the sport. And look at the first one I get to pronounce, sponsored by Herefordshire Horologist Wonderful, isn't it? I'm glad they put it in brackets there to say it's a watchmaker. I've never heard a watchmaker called that before. No, I'm not going to attempt to say it again. But please make note of all the sponsors, because if you ever get a chance to use any of them, it's always worthwhile saying you've got to hear of them through Grasstrack. Do not make it easier when you go back there again and ask for a bit more money next year. We're underway then with the first of the sidecar races. One change to your programme is that number 33 is in place of number 7, Ken Lane. But as we look across that far side, we know that Steve Smith is in action in this one. Those are the very distinctive leathers of Steve Smith and Keith Wall in second place at the moment. But it is number 13, Jon Underwood, who's down in front. Tony Miles has a quick look over his shoulder because Jon Halsey has been getting very, very quick this year. He's a local man, of course. I'm sure there's a lot of you here that don't go to Grasstrack very often will be pleased to see Jon Halsey go well. A great start to the afternoon for him then as he goes down the back straight, leading Steve Smith in second place. Mick Cave is being put under pressure for that third spot. As we go into that top corner for the second time, Jon Halsey showing everyone that he's always listening. He loves the big fast-through circuits. Well, you can't get much bigger than this one, and indeed he's proving to be a man of his word as he goes round that bottom bend. There's problems for Steve Smith though on that bottom bend. I can see that Keith Wall has put his hand in the air, so mechanical problems to start the afternoon off for Steve Smith. It means the gap now between first and second has opened up to be quite a considerable margin. Jon Halsey and Tony Miles then leading. Second place full out. That means a comfortable win for them. In second place, Steve Wright, number 16, of course. But a great start to the afternoon for outfit number 13, Jon Halsey, Tony Miles. If you're on the far side, you can see the automatic clock must have thought that was an incredibly quick time. No, we're not expecting all the races to be as quick as that, whereas we do think we were one lap adrift, but the official result stands as a win for outfit number 13, Jon Halsey, Tony Miles. In second place, number 16, that is, of course, Steve Wright and Gary Wright. Third place, outfit number 5, Mick Cave and Mick Stace. Fourth place, number 18, Tim Bennett, and passenger for this afternoon, Tony Hayford. Fifth place, number 33, our replacement, Jeff Sims. The winning time, 72.87, but I don't think that one's going to be beaten this afternoon. Well, let's quickly have a look then at Heat 2. Of course, the sidecars know that it's going to be tough to get into that final at the end of the day. There's only 3 rides apiece. Steve Smith, of course, now has put himself under a lot of pressure with no result in that first ride. But I'm sure those of you that go to Grasstrack an awful lot will know that qualifying over 3 qualifying heats is very difficult indeed. You've got to be absolutely on song all 3 of those rides. As we look to Heat 2, a chance to see Craig Cheatham in action. Alan, John Blewett, they look very quick in practice. Rustling, of course, you saw in the barn record. We know that he's capable of going around this circuit very well. Len Foreman, Gary Jackson and Pete Dyer. So a great lineup of sidecars in Heat 2. Race 9 in your programme as we look to the far side. It is Alan and John Blewett that have got to the front and Gary Jackson gone after them. Oh, we know that Gary Jackson is quick for that time he put up in the barn record, but he's got Alan and John Blewett in front of him this time. He's forced to go very, very wide. Craig Cheatham is the outfit up there in third place at the moment. To go into that bottom bend there, you can see it's Gary Jackson going around the outside, which we've seen him do so many times this season. He really loves to ride those wide, wide corners. And look at the way he's pulling away from Alan and John Blewett. Well, a cracking start from the Blewetts. They are so very good out of the box. But you can see now they're under pressure from Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Alan and John Blewett still there in second. Craig Cheatham still there in third. But under pressure now from Rustling and Paul Urich. Well, I think that could be where we're going to see the rest of the racing for that third place. Because if you look to the front, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams look to have made it comfortable for themselves. They've got away from the rest of the field, and I'm surprised as they see this sort of gap opening up. But that's what can happen on a very, very low circuit. That's how much bigger than this one. When you get in front, and Kevin Williams even has a chance to wave to me as he goes by. Now, obviously, a lot of confidence in that camp at the moment. Indeed, when the outfit's performing as well as this, you can see why the confidence is beginning to grow. Kevin Williams again looks over his shoulder. I'm sure he'll be signalling Gary to let him know that they've got a lot of room. Alan and John Blewett have had no answer to them whatsoever. They've slipped back as the race has gone on. Craig Cheatham has still got close to Alan and John Blewett, but as they come across the line, they're going to have to settle for third place. Rustling back in fourth. Sidecars, event 6, of course, a win for outfit number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. In second place, outfit number 3, Alan and John Blewett. Third place, outfit number 1, Craig Cheetham, passenger John King. Fourth place goes to outfit number 6, Rustling and Paul Urich. Fifth place, number 58. Sixth place, number 14. And the winning time, 95.44. 95.44 the time. 3 race 10 in your programme. We seem to be getting through them rather quickly at the moment, but they are very, very quick outfits we've got out there this afternoon. It's nice to see that all the work that goes into building these outfits, they get a chance to use the power occasionally, and there's none better than a circuit as big as this one. Oh, race 10 sponsored by Mick Sermon Motorcycles of Aylesbury. If you are local, I'm sure you know of Mick Sermon's Motorcycles, but we've got to say a big thank you to Mick and everybody that's been involved in organising today's event, because it is great to see them back on the calendar, and I certainly hope they will be coming back to Aylesbury again next year. As we look to race 10, we go into that first corner with Neville Penfold and Paul Randall just in front, but only by a whisker as they come round that first bend. As they come past me, they're starting to open it up a little bit, as John Hiscock is up there in second place. Dave Steer is the outfit that's pushing for that second, but John Hiscock certainly seems to have it at the moment as we look to the front and see Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. Oh, there's 1 or 2 people said to me they'd watched this crew in practice and they thought they looked very, very quick this afternoon. Oh, I've seen them have some good rides this season, but quite often not turned out to go their way when you get to the big finals. Oh, Dave Steer has got through into that second place now, as you can see, going in on that pit bend for the second time. Oh, only a few weeks ago I saw Dave Steer have some fabulous rides down at the permanent circuit at Tunbridge. It's good to see that he's back on form. A lot of talk earlier on in the season of Dave not continuing in the sport, but he's paired up with Andy Orchard now, and he's indeed going well. We go into the last lap of race 10. Neville Penfold and Paul Randall leading quite comfortably at the moment, as Paul Randall has a chance to look over his shoulder as he goes past me. I'm sure again you'll be getting the signals to the driver to let him know that he's got a comfortable margin, no room for error, you can take your time, concentrate. And there's problems for Dave Steer on the far side. Dave Steer and Andy Orchard pull out on the far side. I'm sure all of you over there can see it a lot better than I can. I can't see what the problem is at the moment, but there's no problems for Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. They take a win. Across the line in second goes number 184, John Hiscock and Dave French. And yes, I've added a 1 to it. I do apologise for that. 84 this afternoon, John Hiscock and Dave French. The Orchard coming to the line. Of course, I'd missed the fact that Ivor Matthews didn't appear in that one. We know he had problems coming out for the barn record, and we hope that somebody from the pits will be able to come up and let us know what has actually gone wrong. But a great shame not to see him out in race 10, and pleasing to see that Dave Steer has managed to get a finish. Competition, the first leg, of course, a win for number 12, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. In second place, number 84, John Hiscock and Dave French. Third place, outfit number 22, Stuart Skingsley, and passenger Neil Popple. In fourth place, number 25, Steve Heath, and fifth place, number 17, Dave Steer. 96.97 the time, a win for number 12, Neville Penfold and Paul Randall. All away we go with race 11. We're still with the first leg of the sidecars, of course, and this the rest of the outfits that have got to go out for their first ride. A chance to see in action Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. They looked very, very quick in practice, and indeed followed that with a very quick barn record. They indeed lead their first race as they come off that top end. As the dust starts to fly, it is Roger Measor that goes past us. Number 52 is Terry Phillips up in second place. So a good ride from Terry and Chris Spires. We've not seen too much of them this season, but it's nice to see that they're still out there and competitive. But a gap starting to open up now for Roger Measor. As we look to that top corner and number 31, Neil Page. Oh, Robbie Wilson was very sluggish off the start line as well, but he's now got himself powered through into second place. He's got past Terry Phillips, and he looks to be closing that gap on Roger Measor. Well, it's asking an awful lot because Roger Measor is going very, very quickly out in front. He says that he enjoys having a nice open circuit. He's got to concentrate on getting the angles absolutely right. Rob Wilson and Vince Jones have closed that gap, certainly as they come past us. Terry Phillips back in third place, under pressure now from Ian McCauley. As we look to that far side, has that gap got smaller? What will Rob Wilson be like if he manages to get out the gate in his future rides? It certainly looks to have closed on Roger Measor, but as the checkered flag goes out, it's going to be a win. First time out for outfit number 51, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. In second place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. And winning this battle for third place is outfit number 50, Ian McCauley and Rick McCauley. The win for outfit number 51, Roger Measor and Shane Lapham. In second place, number 24, Rob Wilson and Vince Jones. Third place, number 50, Ian McCauley and Rick McCauley. Fourth place, number 52, and fifth place, number 26. The winning time, 96.41, 96.41. The winning time for outfit number 51. That, of course, brings us to the end of the first leg of the sidecars. Chance for me again to sit back and enjoy the racing, and I might even have an attempt at doing the points this afternoon. Tony, back to you for the 250s.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, we've arrived at race 12, and remember, in the 250 class, we've got one change, number 76, John Dormer, as a non-starter, but his place is taken by number 77, Jon Underwood. And Jon Underwood, indeed, it was, who went out and won race 1 of our programme, the first of the 250 races. When we look back, we had Terry Giles in second place, Lee Gayden, the young rider coming out of the youth ranks, pulled up into a good third place. In fourth place, we had Richard Worry. In fifth place, Keith Strudwick. And in sixth place, Phil Ranson. So then, who's going to get the second 250 race? Well, right out in front there goes Phil Ranson. Phil Ranson still who has the advantage to go around that top bend, but I'm looking for Jon Underwood to see him pull through, but he hasn't got there yet. So then, it's still Phil Ranson being challenged as they go around that bend, losing the lead, but sitting there in second place. Oh my God. And John Jefferies out this time. A very ragged big bend there, but it's enough to take him ahead of the previous leader, Phil Ranson, and consign Phil Ranson to second place. So it's John Jefferies then, riding number 14. We didn't see him in the earlier 250. Out in this one, leading. And this is the style that's made him such an interesting prospect on the grass and the shale. Riding quite a bit of junior speedway at the moment. John Jefferies. Phil Ranson coming up hard to challenge him, 1-1-2, Lee Gayden. And Lee Gayden, the other young rider coming out of the junior ranks, up into second place. Can he hang in there? Because Phil Ranson's going to challenge back. Lee Gayden still in second. Phil Ranson is third, way out in front. John Jefferies. And John Jefferies, who this time around will see the last lap flag, coming very, very wide off that bend. John Jefferies then leads into the last lap. Lee Gayden in second place. Well, a real battle going on, because coming through is Jon Underwood, trying to come through ahead of Phil Ranson. Momentarily was in front of him, and then in fact dropped back, I think, but we look across to the far side. And then, as the checkered flag is ready to our left, we should see any moment now the leader, number 14, John Jefferies. A very wide line, but very effective line for him as he wins. Lee Gayden in second place. In third place, Jon Underwood. Just ahead of number 6, Phil Ranson, in fourth place. Second race of the 250 as follows. In first place, number 14, John Jefferies. In second place, number 112, Lee Gayden. In third place, number 77, Jon Underwood. In fourth place, number 6, Phil Ranson. In fifth place, number 7, Keith Strudwick. In sixth place, number 17, Richard Worry. In seventh place, number 30, Terry Giles. In eighth place, number 32, Terry Howe. And in ninth place, number 155, David Pepper. Winner's time, 1 minute 14.47. 1 minute 14.47. The numbers read 14, 112, 77, 6, 7, 17, 30, 32, and 155. It's race 13 on your programme. 2 races to each leg of the 350 solos. And we had John Jefferies with a win in the first race for the 350s, and Keith Potts for a win in the second one. So here we go then. Who's going to have this one? Well, way out in front it was John Jefferies making another good start, but a lot of pressure this time as they power around the top end, go past the field, go down the back straight. This is real long track style, isn't it? Down over the tank. We don't actually see the legs in the air alongside the back wheel, but it's a bit like that with this very, very quick circuit. Anyway, Jon Jefferies, thoroughly enjoying it, going well. Coming through, Keith Potts now in third place as they pass us, David Mears. So then, David Mears chasing Keith Potts, who in turn is going after Jon Jefferies. Well, Jon Jefferies is certainly showing all the style that we've heard about and, in fact, in many cases seen on the youth circuits, and showing us just what a fine prospect he is. Keith Potts is closing right up on him. David Mears in third place. And then it's 1 and 7-3. Neil Taylor battling away there with Mark Giles for the fifth spot. That was Jon Jefferies then, still with the advantage, but as we look at this bend, it does look as though Keith Potts has closed the gap a little. Jon Jefferies from Keith Potts. Mark Giles. So then, let's look across at Keith Potts. Can Keith Potts do anything at all about Jon Jefferies? Well, Keith Potts seems to have the legs down the straight. Keith Potts on the inside, Jon Jefferies on the outside. Now Jon takes a very wide line off this bend. I wonder if Keith can gain anything at all by staying up the inside. So it's Jon Jefferies and Keith Potts going for the line. Keith Potts on the inside. It's Keith Potts who gets there. Jon Jefferies in second spot. In third place, David Mears. In fourth place, Mark Giles. And behind him, 173, Neil Taylor. And then number 11, Glyn Stanton. And an unhappy Jon Underwood crosses the line now. Number 175, Keith Potts. What a good race. In second place, number 14, Jon Jefferies. In third place, number 78, David Mears. In fourth place, number 26, Mark Giles. In fifth place, number 173, Neil Taylor. In sixth place, number 11, Glyn Stanton. In seventh place, number 77, Jon Underwood. And the winner's time was 1 minute 8.85. 1 minute 8.85. Let's put the second heat, the second leg of the 350 solo. Steve Tideswell, Mick Baker, Jonathan Duke, Mitchell Godden, Brian Bassett, Mark Harris, Paul Hurry, Henry Whitfield, and Mark Taylor, riding number 170. That's the field, although one or two there were some missing in their first outing, so we're not sure they're running their 350s. And number 3, Kevin Buck, goes in this one. Well, terrific start by Mitchell Godden there. And number 29, indeed, is showing us some form here this afternoon. Well, he's just seen stablemate Keith Potts win on the 350 Godden. I'm sure that Mitchell's keen to do the same on his, but battling alongside him, Mark Taylor closing right up on the bends. Mark Harris in third place, but it's the battle up front that we're looking at with Mark Taylor right on the heels of Mitchell Godden. And Taylor coming up the inside again, Mitchell Godden on the outside. Side by side they come into the bend, they go past the Alan Wales scent. And it's Mark Taylor with a slim advantage now, so Mark Taylor, number 170 on the RTS, has gone ahead of Mitchell Godden on the Godden. In third place as they head towards us. Number 260, Mark Harris, just ahead of number 3, Kevin Buck. What a great struggle going on in this 350 class race when we look across to the far side. Mitchell Godden is not giving up. He's working away to close up on Mark Taylor, having had to give up the lead only in the last lap. He'll have a real attempt to take it back. So Mark Taylor, Mitchell Godden, very, very close together. Mark Harris still ahead of Kevin Buck, and just in behind him is Jonathan Duke. So on the far side, these young 350 riders are still only a length or two apart. Mitchell Godden going for it on the last bend. Can he get enough drive off that bend to go past Mark Taylor as they head for the flag? He's trying the outside. Mark Taylor has a nice smooth line. Mark Taylor wins it. Mitchell Godden in second place. In third place, number 260, Mark Harris, just ahead of Kevin Buck. A little way back to number 60, Jonathan Duke. Mark Taylor. In second place, number 29, Mitchell Godden. In third place, number 260, Mark Harris. In fourth place, number 3, Kevin Buck. In fifth place, number 60, Jonathan Duke. And in sixth place, number 12, Henry Whitfield. And the winner's time, 1 minute 11.15. 1 minute, 11.1.
On the front of it. Lots of other things to look at as well, but you can check those numbers that were drawn from last week, if indeed, like me, you took the tickets home.
Here we go then, race 15 gets underway. Number 41, David Steen, making a good start, and Mark Harris was in close attendance as well as they went past that. Now looks like David Perry up into third place, David who won his earlier outing. Meanwhile then, they come round towards us on our left, and it's David Steen still with that advantage. Mark Seabright in second place, David Perry in third, in fourth place Alan Harmer. David Perry works his way through the second place. Still number 41, David Steen out there heading this St. Colin's Flat Roofing sponsored roof 15, I was going to say race 15. And David still coming a little wide there, but still with quite an advantage over David Perry in second place. The Gloucester man still hard after him. Mark Seabright in third, in fourth place Alan Harmer. And there on scrap going on just behind him to close up on Alan Harmer. So then, number 41, David Steen. Still with the advantage. David Perry has closed up on him as they went past us, but in third place is Mark Seabright. In fourth place, number 83, Chris Tritton. So Chris Tritton moving up and will have dropped to the far side. And it's still number 41, David Steen, with David Perry hard after him. They're coming up to lap a back marker. I wonder if this is going to affect things at all as they come into that final bend. David Steen in front, David Perry challenging. They go either side of the back marker, and Perry might have got the best of this, and it's David Perry who wins. David Steen in second place. In third place, number 83, Chris Tritton. 15 as follows. In first place, number 100, David Perry. In second place, number 41, David Steen. In third place, number 83, Chris Tritton. In fourth place, number 167, Mark Seabright. In fifth place, number 121, Alan Harmer. In sixth place, number 260, Mark Harris. In seventh place, number 155, David Pepper. In eighth place, number 151, Richard Gillam. And the winner's time was 1 minute 6.83. 1 minute 6. I apologise. I think I've just been corrected by the timekeeper. 6:03. 1 minute 6.03 seconds. Right, we got that. 1 minute 6.03. Good. Let's run through those numbers again. 100, 41, 83, 167, 121, 260, 155, and 151. 1 minute 6.03 seconds. Race 2 in this series, or Heat 2 if you like, of the second solo leg of the 500s, and Race 16 on your programme, sponsored by Rogers General Builders. And we should have Mark Chessel, Scott Wilson, Tony Atkin, Colin Earl, Andy Northover, Anthony Loach, Lee Caulfield, Sean Tacey, Peter Lloyd, Mike Howe, and Henry Whitfield. Tony Atkin in the middle there. Henry Whitfield on the outside. Tony Atkin is through. Remember, Tony Atkin is leading his previous outfit, then ground will hold. So, Tony Atkin then. British 350 champion, having a terrific year on the grass, both on the 350 and the 500. Looks over his shoulder because he can see the challenge coming from Colin Earl, and the challenge goes by. It's Colin Earl from Tony Atkin. Mark Chessel in third place. Mark Chessel with Swindon rider going well. So Colin Earl then. Out in front. On the DNR Gower. Beautiful feet up sideways action off these bends as Colin Earl goes past. Mark Chessel now in second place. These two fairly close together. Back a little way to number 12, Henry Whitfield, and just behind him, number 91, Scott Wilson. On the far side. Colin Earl seems to pull away down that back straight. And with one more lap to go, it's Colin Earl who's going to see that last lap flag first. Mark Chessel in second place. Now who's going to get to the line for third place as they go on? Number 12 it is, surely. Henry Whitfield just ahead of number 91, Scott Wilson, and number 85, Andy Northover. So then, this time around, as Tony Atkin coasts back to the paddock, we have the man who led on the last lap. 172 it is, Colin Earl who wins. Mark Chessel crosses the line in second place. Who's going to get there in the battle for third? Henry Whitfield just gets there. Just ahead of Scott Wilson. Well, racing right the way down through the field there. Tony Atkin had another bit of bad luck there. Rogers General Builders. In first place, number 172, Colin Earl. In second place, number 75, Mark Chessel. In third place, number 12, Henry Whitfield. In fourth place, number 91, Scott Wilson. In fifth place, number 82, Anthony Loach. In sixth place, number 231, Lee Caulfield. Those were the only finishers. The winner's time was 1 minute 4.82. 1 minute 4.82. Let's run through those numbers again. They read 172, 75, 12, 91, 82, and 231. Steve Tideswell, Neville Tatum seeking a second win. Kevin Buck defending last year's championship. Tom Leadbitter, Steve Bishop, who had a win earlier on. Keith Massingham and Jonathan Sims. Well, Tom Leadbitter on the line, so he's got that bit of welding sorted. So race 17 powering down the line. Well, Jonathan Sims there, but Steve Bishop with the last taking a lot of work to do as we cross the far side. Already Neville Tatum bursts into second place. Steve Bishop in front, Neville Tatum in second place. Jonathan Sims in third. So Steve Bishop, who's been riding so well this year, looks anxiously. Where's Neville Tatum? Right on your heels. Jonathan Sims in third. In fourth place, Trevor. Trevor, of course, went his first day at the Intercentre. I keep getting reminded he's 30 plus 3 weeks or something. So here we go then, with Neville Tatum having to do the chasing and Steve Bishop in the driving seat at the moment. In fact, Neville Tatum was down the engine as he went past. So Jonathan Sims in third. In fourth place is Trevor. And we sense some sort of a problem with... Neville Tatum's lost his steel shoe, that's his problem. It's dangling off, so he's got a little bit of a problem with his cornering. Oh, and Steve Bishop coming very, very wide there. Neville Tatum hanging on in there, trying to avoid doing terrible things to his feet. Jonathan Sims got in third. In fourth place, Trevor. In fifth place, Paul Pratt. And behind him, Tom Leadbitter. Well, Neville Tatum doing miracles to stay in there without that steel shoe. Looks over his shoulder, says, can I hang on to second? Jonathan Sims thinks it's a good idea, he might better take it, but victory goes to Steve Bishop. Who's going to get second? Neville Tatum gets second. Jonathan Sims gets third. Trevor Eadon gets fourth. In fifth place is going to be Paul Pratt. Behind him is going to be Tom Leadbitter. And back a little way to number 3, Kevin Buck. Then number 9, Ricky Sanford. Then number 51, Nathan Morton. And then number 117, Keith Massingham. Number 134, Steve Bishop. In second place, number 150, Neville Tatum. In third place, number 68, Jonathan Sims. In fourth place, number 21, Trevor Eadon. In fifth place, number 81, Paul Pratt. In sixth place, number 1, Tom Leadbitter. In seventh place, number 3, Kevin Buck. And in eighth place, number 9, Ricky Sanford. And in 10th place, number 51, Nathan Morton. And the winner's time was 1 minute 2.67. 1/500 solo, sponsored by Chambers Engineering Company. And a few changes in this one, of course. Number 98 is Andrew Gittings. Number 44, Václav Werner, is a non-starter, as is number 38, David Wright. The rest, I think, go.
I think you either local or you don't,
18 on the line. Up goes the gate. Nice clean start. Well, Paul Harry looks like he's going to get to that significant about that, of course. It's quite a thirsty day, isn't it? Paul Harry then, the hand in front of the Peterborough Speedway man. Going, I'm sure, next week to the Sussex Super, looking to repeat last year's victory there. So Paul Harry it is then, out in front. There's Kinchin in second place. Ian Humphries in third. Kinchin going very well here this afternoon. Paul figure chasing after Paul Harry. Paul Harry, beautiful stylish riding. So Paul Harry then, still in front, Vincent Kinchin in second place. 98 and 94, battling away, Andrew Gittings and Ian Humphries battling away to that third spot. Paul Harry seems to have this under control now. Paul Harry will receive the last lap flag in first position. It's Kinchin, in second, Gittings in third, Ian Humphries in fourth. Ever stylish Paul Harry. There he comes. Paul Harry it is who gets victory in race 18. Vince Kinchin in second place. Andrew Gittings in third. Duncan Tolhurst in fourth. And in fifth place, Ian Humphries. Number 86, Paul Harry. In second place, number 8, Vince Kinchin. In third place, number 98, Andrew Gittings. In fourth place, number 54, Duncan Tolhurst. In fifth place, number 94, Ian Humphries. In sixth place, number 40, Grant Blackie. And in seventh place, number 5, Jock Davidson. And the winner's time, 1 minute 4.29. 1 minute 4.39. 4.39.